Hello students, standard 6th. In physics, revision of chapter number 10, motion and measurement of time. Now, I already had the revision of this chapter. So now, from the last video, we started I'm writing some questions, explaining you the answer, and then you will write down answer on your own. You can write down in your own way, but the answer should be correct. The words can be different, but the meaning should be the same as I am explaining you, or it is the truth. So let's do some more questions like that. The first question is, define at rest and motion. Define the term rest and motion. Define the terms rest and motion. Now, rest and motion, that is the thing that we are going to understand now. You know that if an object is lying somewhere, then if that object is not changing its position after the time interval, means with respect to time. So if the object do not change its place with respect to time, then it is said to be at rest. For example, if the ball is on the floor or a book is on the table, and after few minutes or few seconds, if that ball is still at the same place, the book is still at the same place, then we can say that that ball and that book is at rest. But if the object change its place with respect to time, means if you saw in the beginning, and after few seconds or few minutes, if the place is changing according to the time, so when an object changes its position with respect to time, then we can say that it is in the motion. For example, the running vehicles, you can see that they change the position with respect to time. The flying birds, walking people, etc. So that is the thing where I explained you that the terms rest and motion. Let's take another question. The distance between your house and your school is 3,250 meters. Express this distance into kilometer. Now we know that the distance can be measured in different units. The SI unit is meter, the bigger unit is kilometer, and the smaller units are centimeter and millimeter. There is another units also, but we are only gonna learn about this kilometer, meter, centimeter and millimeter. Now the distance is given in meters and we have to express it into kilometer. Then we must have the knowledge of the conversion of units from bigger to smaller or from smaller to bigger. So here we have to convert the meter into kilometer. We know that 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. It means if you want to convert kilometer into meter, we have to multiply with 1000. But reverse, if you have to convert from meter to kilometer, then we have to divide it by 1000. So here we have to divide the 3250 by 1000 and get the perfect answer. So you have to write down the conversion first and then put the digits 3250 divided by 1000, simplify, and that will be your answer. Let's take more questions. Give 2 examples, each of periodic motion and circular motion. Now you have the knowledge what is periodic motion. Means when the motion is repeating after the actual time period, perfect time period, constant time period, when it is repeating that motion at the same time of interval, then we can say that that motion is the periodic motion. For example, the motion of the hands of the clock. You know that the second hand is repeating motion after every minute. When the 1 minute is finished, it come back to the 12. All the 3 hands, minute hand also and the hour hand also, they take same time to complete the one full rotation. So that is the one example of the periodic motion. Another example of periodic motion is like the rotation of the earth around the sun, or the rotation of all the satellites around the sun, or the all satellite which rotate on their own axis also. They also take the perfect time. So that is also an example of periodic motion. The best example of the periodic motion is that pendulum. That also an example of periodic motion. Then the other one is the circular motion. Circular motion means the motion which is on a circular path. For example, the blades of the fan when fan is on. Then the wheels of the vehicles when it is in motion. Similarly, the motion of the wheel of the sewing machine, etc. There, or the motion of the merry-go-round or a giant wheel, or the motion of the hands of the clock. They are also having the circular path. So you can give any examples that you can remember. Now, some more question. That is little bigger question. Means 4 marks. Answer in detail. Means long time. So now long time questions. Number 1. What care will you take in measuring the length of an object? Now, when we measure the length of the object, for example, if we want to measure the length of this marker pen or your pencil or your notebook, etc., what are the things that you have to keep in the mind? Take care so that you can get the perfect length of the object. First of all, check your scale. And whenever we want to measure the length of it, the scale must be exactly touching the object. Means it should be in the contact with the object. You can't put very far to the object. So it must be near the object. Second thing, that check whether your scale has readable marks on it. And if the zero part is broken, we know that what to do. That we already discussed about it in the last video about the question. That whatever is the first readable number is, you have to start it and subtract the initial number from the last observation. Then when you read the final answer, the length, then your eyes must be exactly above that object. It should not be on the right or left side, but exactly your position of eye should be seen like that in the picture here. So that both are the wrong position, but that one middle one is the correct position of the eye. So the position of eye should be exactly above the measurement and not to the left or right. So these are the things that you have to take care. And so you can find out the correct answer, correct length of the given object. Then next question is, how will you measure the length of a bent iron rod? Bent iron rod. So you are given a bent iron rod. It is not the straight. Now if it is straight, you can easily use that measure tape and perfectly you can give the answer. But now when the bent iron rod is there, then measure tape can give you sometimes little wrong answer. So now in this situation, what will you do? You know that we learn while the chapter was going on that when there is curved lines, how did you use the length of the curved line? You use the thread. You take a thread and on the one end you put a knot, and then by holding that thread according to that curved line, you pass it up to the end, and then at the second end of the curved line, you measure what is the final position, and then by taking that thread, you can use it the scale or a measure tape. So here also we have to do the same thing. If your iron rod is bent, you can take a rope or a thread, whatever you can get it, make a knot on the one end and start putting at the one end of the iron rod, and then put that wire or the thread, whatever you get, and then you put along with it from one end to the other end. And when it is finished the rod, then you can make a sign there, and then take up that thread or wire that you have or a rope, and then with the help of a scale or a measure tape, you can make it straight and measure the length. So by this method, you can easily find the length of this bent rod also, iron rod. So by this method, you can easily understand, you can easily find out the measure of the bent rod. Now we can have another question also. What is the difference between a random motion and the periodic motion? Random motion and periodic motion. So now, first of all, we should have the idea what is the random motion. Random motion means the motion which has no specific direction or the speed. For example, when an ant is moving in search of the food, it does not go straight way or it does not go circular way. The time is not also like any time it can go, it can take more time, less time, etc. When the children are playing in the ground, you can see that the motion of the football in the football ground, it is going this way, this way, this way, this way. That are the examples. Mosquitoes flying or the butterflies, etc. So in the random motion, the motion is not repeating after the particular time period. It means that it has no particular time or the repetition of the motion. But in the periodic motion, you can see that the motion is repeated after the same time of interval, and the motion is same every time. If it is circular, then it is same circular motion. If it is like oscillatory motion, it is same oscillatory motion. Means motion is also same, and the repeating time is also the same. So that is the difference between the random motion and periodic motion. So today here we are going to finish. You can write down the answers of these questions as an assignment in your notebook, and if any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.